Let's still stay with the death of Akua Donkor because ChannelOne News' Fred Duho has been assessing the next line of action for the Electoral Commission considering the demise of the presidential candidate.
It is the first time in the Fourth Republic that Ghana has recorded the death of a presidential aspirant in the lead-up to a general election. This has raised numerous concerns on how the Electoral Commission should proceed considering ballot printing has already begun. Unfortunately, it is not as clear as the provision in Article 60, Section 6 of the Constitution, which gives an overview of how a sitting president should be succeeded. Article 50, Section 4 of the 1992 Constitution, however, makes an attempt at resolving the situation. Article 50, Section 4 reads, "Where at the close of nominations, but before the election, one of the candidates dies, a further 10 days shall be allowed for nomination, and where the death occurs at any time within 25 days before the election in that constituency or unit shall be postponed for 21 days. It is 39 days to the election, 18 more days than the 21 days provided, hence there will be no need for postponing the election." However, some have questioned what Article 50, Section 4 of the 1992 Constitution means by opening nominations for 10 days. Should it be opened for the party of the candidate who is dead, or an additional 10 days for the entire nomination process to commence again? Is the provision referring to presidential or parliamentary election? Some have pointed to portions of the provision that refer to the constituency or unit contained in the provision. This provision is repeated in Section 11 of the PNDC Law 284 on representation of the People's Law. A similar provision is also repeated in Rule 13, Section 1, Section 2 of CI 127, which is the instrument for the 2024 election. But how do we resolve all these issues? Justice Remsai, a lecturer at the University of Ghana, has explained what this means considering the stance of the Constitution.
Cannot adopt the deceased candidate nomination documentation for the new nominee. That new nominee ought to also go and secure their particulars of nomination, and that is why I believe the Constitution, the regulation allows the EC to open nomination for 10 more days for the person to be nominated for political parties. But for independent candidates, there's no such. In fact, the rule said that there will not be any. Says that the election will continue as though nothing had happened. CI 127, when you look at its scope of applicability, it says that the regulations apply to both the presidential and the parliamentary elections, and as the case may be. So the understanding from that is that the rules in the CI 47, which is what I'm CI 127, which is what I'm referring to as providing for this situation,